If you're frustrated with your makeup, I got tips. I have 5 of my best tips for you as an over 50, more mature woman. It's like I'm giving you a high five. What's up? My name is Sonia Frame. I am your makeup, skincare, fashion gal, and I'm here to share with you some of the tips that I have that work for me, that I've been doing for quite a little while. Some of them might surprise you. Some of them you're like, okay, I get that. Actually, I think most of them are going to surprise you, especially one of them. So keep watching and we will go through all of them. We're going to start with the eyes first because I always do my eyeshadow first. You don't have to, but I always do my eyeshadow first and then I'll do my face next. So if you're watching on Facebook, okay, you're going to see some links right here on the screen. You can click those and get information about the things that I'm talking about. I actually put a palette together here. You can click on it. You can see it. You can be like, oh, okay, that's so good. And you can just go look at it. You don't have to buy it or anything weird. You just check it out. Then there's another link. You can do all kinds of other things I'm going to talk about. So if you're watching on Instagram, though, I'm going to have you comment the word Friday, and then I will send you all these things. So I know it's so hard when you're doing 2 different places, 2 different platforms at the same time. So it's Friday. We've almost made it. Almost made it, which is great because on Saturday we get to clean and do all the things that we couldn't do during the week. If you are on here also, I want you to know that a lot of times I cannot see your comments and I am so sorry. I would not ignore you. I love engagement. I love when you guys talk to me. I really do, but I don't ever see them. So, all right. So my very first tip is going to be for your hooded eyes or just eyes in general. Most of us, even if we don't have hooded eyes at this age, they're drooping. So in that, I'm going to do just a little couple side notes and I'm going to give you my main point. Do your eyebrows. Eyebrows are hard. I don't have a link for this, but I use the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. I like the pen because I can do a little bit more hair-like strokes, and it stays on really, really well. I don't like a waxy crayon. I can't do my eyebrows with them, and I like them to look a little bit more natural with strokes. So find a pen or pencil or something that you like. Fill in your brows. It just helps to give you lift. You need to make sure you get a little bit of an arch there, and just do the best that you can, okay? Then you need eye primer. These are my side notes. I'm actually giving you like 10 tips, but it's fine. Use an eye primer. I like eye primer that has a little bit of canceling for the red eyelids. So, you know, I like Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, the color Eden. This is not included in the links. Where's my other one? Oh, and then I've been testing this one out. It's called Sigma Ignite. So just use an eye primer. You need an eye primer to make your shadows last, especially if you have oily eyelids. It just helps out a lot. So the first thing for your eyes is you need to get your color above your crease. You need to create a fake crease. Hi guys. So creating a fake crease means, so I always look mad. I've been told my whole entire life that it's like, what are you mad about? I'm not mad. It's my face. So I have hooded eyes, my eyebrows tend to look whatever. So we're going to create a fake crease and it's really easy. It's for some of us, I know we have less real estate going from the lashes up to the eyebrows than others. Just do the best that you can with what you've got. And some of us have crepey skin. My eyelids are getting more and more crepey, meaning you'll go to run the brush over them and it'll skip. So we're also going to do a little bit of tapping. So sorry about that. We're going to just take a medium shade to me matte. I have 3 mattes and a shimmer. We can condense this down, but for this video, I'm going to use this mini eyeshadow. So I'm going to take the color London. I'm going to take this eyeshadow brush from Seint and I'm going to tap it in and I'm going to create that fake crease. And what I like to do is if I look straight on it myself and close my eye, I don't feel like I can engage it really well. So I like to tip my head up. I don't know if you have to. Hold back on the brush like that, tip your head up. And we're going to go like that right above my natural crease. So you're kind of carving out your eyeball. If you have crepey eyelids, tap like this. And you're going to get the same look. You can just get a little bit better application. So what we're doing is we're just creating dimension. We lack dimension in the right places as mature women. We have a lot of dimension. We have a lot of shadows going on in the wrong areas. Okay. We have this whole jawline. I have dimension. It's just in the wrong areas. So we're going to create dimension in the right areas. So take that again and just keep lifting up your chin and gently, very gently take it above your natural crease. I like any medium shade above my crease. So there's so many of them. I have this palette and is it this palette? Yeah. Like I just have several medium shades that I use. So this is basic. That one's more of a khaki color, bird, lullaby. Any color that is medium shade to you, you can use above your crease to create some dimension. And I'm going to tap a little bit more here on the outside. You can also start with your eyelid and then go to the crease. It doesn't matter to me. Then I'm going to take the color. Oh, let's do the other eye. Okay, so tilt your head up. Carve it out. We're not going to go too low out here. A lot of times I use a piece of paper. But that would be 6 tips. I've already overwhelmed you with the amount that I've given. So just make sure you don't get it too low. So we're just going to keep carving, carving, carving. Okay. I want most of my color about halfway out. So if you get too much in here, not a big deal. We can fix it. Okay. So like so. And we just created dimension in the right place. So when you have a hooded eye, you've kind of just squished everything all together and you just don't have anything. Like, you know, it's just, and it's drooping and all of that. So now we've created a fake crease, and that fake crease is going to help us have a little bit of dimension and lift, same as the eyebrows. Take the dense end of the brush, and I'm going to take it into a color pup. Doesn't matter. It just needs to be lighter than your medium shade. Hi, guys. Hi, Cindy. What's going on? Again, if you're hopping on, there's some links in front of you that you can tap on about the things in this video. Okay, if you're on Facebook. If you're on Instagram, you can comment. You're not on Instagram right now. You're going to comment the word Friday, but that's for Instagram people only, and I will send you over the links. Okay, so I just took Pup and I put it on my mobile lid. Yes, getting older, applying makeup is overwhelming. She is so right. Okay, so hang on. Let me explain this. Mobile lid is the lid that goes over your eyelid. Okay, that made no sense. The mobile lid is the lid that goes over your eyeball. Okay, so we're just making sure that we're going to have just the color just above the mobile lid and above the crease. Okay, so we've got that all taken care of. We've got a fake crease. So stay with me, Cheryl, because I want to help you. I love doing my makeup now. I used to hate it because it just looked worse. So I have a lot of tips. I mean, we're just on one and I have 4 more for you. Okay, so I've done the 2 different colors, and now I'm going to take the color Cupcake. It's really pretty. I feel like everyone needs this color. And then we're just going to stick a little bit of it underneath my brow. I should pin my bangs back because we don't want the color going all the way up to the brow. We want just a little bit of a light color underneath the brow. If you're really good at applying your eyeshadow, maybe you don't need to put that light color, but I'm not really good at I sometimes get it too high. And then I'm going to take a shimmer. You don't have to use a shimmer. You can use this color Cupcake. Anything light on the inner corner and on that mobile lid is going to help open it up. So I'm going to take it and actually use my finger. I've had people ask me, Sonia, I can't even see my mobile lid. Everything, because like mine, you can see very, very, very little, right? Right there. I mean, I do lift my eyebrows a lot naturally just because of whatever. But if you can't see that mobile lid at all, a lot like mine, if you'll take a shimmer, I probably got too much on there. You can pull your eye over if you need to and get a little bit right there. Okay. You can take it over to the middle if you want, which we don't see a lot, but see how that right there can help open it up a little bit. Don't get it too high. You don't want it up on top of your hood. We want it only on that mobile lid, and that'll help you open it up because like, look at the difference in the 2 eyes. Okay. Hi. And then you can use a brush if you want. I just find that I get more color payoff with my finger. Okay. Pinky like that. Pull it over like so. Okay. So I always get color right there. Those are the mistakes that you don't see when I put the reels out. So I am going to do something real quick. Okay, so take a cotton ball and wet it. Okay, and go like this. Just hit a cotton ball. It's a Q-tip. Oh my gosh. We can laugh all day. We can laugh all day about the silly mistakes that I'm going to make when I'm talking, but it's fine. Okay, so a little bit more and then a little bit more. Okay. So you guys then are going to put mascara on. I already have fake eyelashes on. And then I do get a little bit of eyeshadow sometimes in the fake eyelashes, but I can take care of that later. But get your mascara on. If you're overwhelmed with mascara, because as we get older, it gets harder, get a tubing mascara. Go look it up. Find a tubing mascara. Seint has some. Thrive is a good one because our hood hangs over on the lashes. The mascara comes off and it sticks to the lid. So a good tubing one will help. Yep, she has to tap. Chicken skin. Yes, tap, tap, tap. Okay, we're all done. This right here has a little bit, it's a little bit, no, it's totally an eyeshadow color changing tile, which is really great, or just use a washcloth. Okay, so the tips are done for the eyes. We're going to move on to the face. One of the things that I think that most people, I get a lot, my gosh, stay with me, stay with me. I have a lot of people that will ask me, what primer do I need to use? And my answer is none. You do not need a primer. In my opinion, if you want to use a primer, use a primer. I don't think that you need a primer. I'm going to tell you that skincare is going to be your best bet, okay? I already have my skincare on. I use a Korean skincare. It's from Rimmon. It's a South Korean skincare. It's been amazing. And that is my skin prep. I shave my face, I make sure I'm exfoliated, and I use good skincare, and that's going to be your best bet on the makeup. I feel like makeup is better than it used to be, that we don't need the grip underneath. Eyelash curler do I use? I use Seint's eyelash curler before I put my fake ones on. So if you saw this, it may be confusing. I have found, you think all eyelash curlers are created the same, and they're not. I've had some that have about cut my dang eyelashes off. I really like Seint's. They have two. They have one that's more flat for a natural look, and then they have one that's the normal one. This right here is an actual wand for fake eyelashes and just sticking them together. That's what that is. So, all right. And my lashes that I use, if anyone's going to ask or want to know, is Lashify. I was using Lilac Street, and I've been using Lashify. Okay. Let's go into face makeup primer. I'm telling you, you don't need to wear any eye primer or wear any face primer. You do need to wear eye primer. You just need good skincare, and that link is also in here if you're watching on Facebook or if you comment. And then the next thing is going to be that our faces, as mature ladies, we have texture. Texture is acne scarring, fine lines, not so fine lines, and pores. That is texture. We have a lot of texture going on. See, a lot. I have a lot of acne scarring on my chin. And if you put too light of a color, not only on your texture, but if you put too light of a color on your darker areas, and most of us have darker in the center of our faces. It's our nose is red, our cheeks are a little bit red, and our chin's red. So I put a darker shade there than what I would necessarily put everywhere else most of the time. Okay? So go darker than what you think. If you put your makeup on and it's showing texture, all your lines just popped, you're looking, I don't know, crusty and musty, then likely your makeup, you've got too much on, you're using maybe a powder, and it's too light. So you may need to go darker, or you need to just be more strategic and put it only in specific areas, which is what I'm going to show you right now. So I only put makeup where I need it. Yes. Oh, Mary's skin looks great. She's been doing the Rimmon skincare. So I'm going to take a brush. I like a kind of a dense brush, and I'm actually going to use my skincare infused cushion. And then the rest that I'm going to use is Seint. This is a 4 palette. Well, it's an 8 palette with my eyeshadows, but I'm going to use these 4 other colors. So I'm going to take a dense brush, and I'm going to apply the makeup only where I need it. So if you're using a liquid, I don't know if this would be easy. Maybe if you grabbed a sponge or something, and then just tap it where you need it. And I know you're going to be like, I don't understand what you're doing. Why would you only do that? Well, we need to use less makeup as mature ladies. So this is one way to do it. You're not going to sacrifice the look, okay? If you want to put it everywhere, that's fine. I'm just showing you what I do. So I'm going to tap into this, and I'm going to look at my redness, and I'm going to tap it on only where I need it. Okay, it's going to be my cheeks. I've had this cushion since April, and it's just about empty. I flipped over the little cushion thing here, and I can tell I'm going to have to get my refill out. It comes with a refill. You can get matched to this. I can help you with Seint or Rimmon, and you can get matched. Okay, with it. Okay, so we're going to tap that on my cheeks, my nose, and just a little bit on my chin. Again, I have a lot of acne scarring on my chin, so I'm just going to tap it like so. And I'm going to sweep a little bit on my under eye. And I'm just going to make sure I have the coverage that I want. This right here, guys, is insane. Does anyone else get that from wearing sunglasses or glasses? Okay, several years ago, I'm going to say 3 years ago, I was wearing the glasses with the nose piece. And I'm telling you, I have so many broken capillaries from it, it should be illegal. It drives me insane. Okay, so makeup only where I need it. As you can see, I did my nose, my cheeks, and my chin, and I didn't even do any on my forehead. What I do sometimes is I will take this and sweep it everywhere else if you feel like you need maybe a little bit of coverage. So if you're using like a liquid or something, you can always just sweep a little bit along the rest of your face. And then I do bronzer. Bronzer, I feel like for mature ladies, first of all, putting makeup only where I need it helps me to wear less makeup. So that's like number one. The number one thing as mature ladies is we need to wear less makeup and we need to wear darker. So I'm going to use bronzer. Bronzer is something that I feel for so many of us, we have a lot of melasma, we have a lot of redness, and guys, we have very colorful chests. We have a lot of sun damage, and we have hormones that are doing everything that they do. Hi, Karen. They're doing everything that they do, and we get a floating head, and we don't want that. So how we can achieve not having a floating head is take a little bit of bronzer, and we're going to put it where the sun kisses us, which is going to be my forehead and my cheeks. And then anywhere else you really want to, where the sun kisses you, you can put a little bit on your nose if you'd like. And this is what I do. Tap it on. This is a cream. These are all creams that are in this palette right here. I love cream makeup. I love that this is customizable. You don't have to buy these colors. You can buy whatever colors you want or that are good for you. Bella is pretty universal as a bronzer. It's probably the one that I recommend 99.9% of the time. So I'm going to use a little bit of a bronzer, and what that's going to do is we're just going to be able to blend in any melasma, any redness, anything like that, and we're just going to kind of get everything flowing instead of it being separate. We don't want floating head. We don't want too dark of a face and a light neck, and we don't want a light face and a dark neck. So yes, she's talking about the glasses thing. It's so annoying. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, now you guys have noticed I've done nothing really to my under eyes. So this is a bonus tip. Color correct your under eyes and stop concealing. Don't conceal with any light on your under eyes for darkness or to try to brighten them up. You're going to add to your texture. Remember, light on texture makes the texture worse. So I'm actually going to take this peachy shade right here, which is called Frenchie, and I'm going to use it to color correct my under eye darkness. It doesn't work for everyone, but it works for a lot of people for the blue. Okay, a lot of our gray, muddy looking stuff is really honestly blue, and it's can be taken care of by a peach or an orange shade. So if you're using something and you're like, you're putting a light concealer on dark under eyes, it looks gray and chalky. And I mean, it's what we've been taught. Put light on dark and fix it. Well, for most of us as mature ladies, it's not going to fix it. It's actually going to make it look worse, which is why so many of us don't like our makeup. And that's not what we want, okay? So we're going to have to step back and we're going to have to look at things differently. And it's okay. It's all right. We learned how to do makeup when we were 13, so 1983 or whatever it was, 73, whatever it was, we learned how to do makeup. Well, guess what? Now we're going to learn how to do it differently. And dang it, we are strong women. we've done a lot harder than figure out makeup, so we can do this. So then I like to, after the peachy color, I like to take a little bit of a darker concealer shade that like I put on these areas, and I like to go over top of it. And then I like to put a little bit on my under eye, because you might need to take care of that peach if you can see it, okay? And then I'm going to darken my under eyes. So when you have under eye darkness, you need to conceal, you need to color correct it, and then you need to put darker next to it, maybe. This is a total bonus thing that you can do with your makeup. If you're like, I am a simple lady, you are going way too far, it is totally fine. But if you have really dark under eyes, and if you have bags on your under eyes, this might really help you. So stay tuned. Take a little bit of your bronzer or a dark concealer shade. Yay! Kathy's been wearing Seint for a couple of years and loves it. You know, I'm telling you, as a mature lady, when you find something, you just want to shout it out, which is why I'm here. I had no idea what I was doing when I signed up to be an artist and was like, oh, I want to show. I promise you, I just came here because I wanted you guys to have a solution to your problems. So we're going to take a little bit of this Bella bronzer. Make sure you don't have too much. Tap it off. And then we're going to take a little bit of my foundation shade, and we're going to darken the under eye. The white pockets that you have on your under eye, you just need to darken them a little bit. And that's going to help the dark look lighter. Okay? It's not hard. I know it seems so contradictory that what we did, but like I said, we can do hard things, right? Yeah, Mary uses Frenchie, and you have deep set eyes. Okay, yes. Yes. Okay, so if you have a bag, under eye bag, deep set, Cindy, are you talking about right here, deep set, or are you talking about this under here? Let me know. If you have bags on your under eyes, I get this a lot, okay? So under eye bags, use good skincare, but sometimes it's water, or it could be a fat pad. You can try maybe icing them, things like that. But if you have a fat pad under there, it's something that you're just going to have. So the thing that you can do with the makeup to help you, aside from good skincare, makeup that you can do to help you is going to be darken it. So if you lighten a bag, it's going to bring it forward because it's going to draw attention and it's going to add texture. So that's what we don't want. We want to darken it just a little bit. Above. Okay, Cindy has deep set eyes above. Yes. So I will go over that actually. Okay, so we darkened the white pockets next to my under eye darkness. And I don't have a lot of under eye darkness, and I know that. I'm still attacking that spot. I just put a little bit of Frenchie on it. I think I have a bump. I keep getting a bump every now and then on there. I'll have to ask the dermatologist when I go. I have a couple other spots she's going to check out. Okay, so we've done the under eyes. And then when we put blush on, okay, deep set eyes. Deep set eyes, when you have hooded eyes, the concept, it ends up being a little bit different. So what she has is this comes up and this right here sinks in. It follows the eyeball, sinks in, and then it comes out. And then she has a pronounced brow bone. And a lot of us end up getting that. So it's like it follows the eyeball and then it kind of comes out. So what we want to do when you do that is take the darker color and stick it on that brow bone. And that'll help recede it back. So a little bit darker on the brow bone will recede it back, which is what we want to do. So that's for deep set eyes. So blush. When we apply blush, we used to take it and we would go like this. And then we would put it on the apples of our cheeks, like so. And then we had our blush on, right? Well, now the apple has fallen from the tree. So we are going to actually start here on top of the cheekbone. We're up there. And I'm going to use my finger. Again, I'm using a cream. And this is the color Fig. I probably could have picked something else with my purple shirt. But I love Fig. It's a semi-gloss. I'm going to tap a couple up here. Okay. Like so. And I'm going to start in the back and I'm going to start high. Yes. Yeah. Mary's been using it for a couple of years too. I feel like when you find it, you love it. And that's just the end of it. Okay. So we're going to start high on the cheekbone. And then we're going to bring it forward. If you have a pronounced apple to your cheek. This may not apply to you, but most of us do not have full apples because our collagen is gone. I gotta throw some purple in on my cheeks. We have such fun purple colors now that I gotta do something here. I'm actually gonna use a really pretty pink color. Okay, so if you're a Seint user, you know, do not try to pull these out with your fingers. So this is what we're gonna do. So, that's gross. I hope you didn't see that. Okay, so I'm going to use my little eyelash thing here, and I'm going to go in or grab tweezers or something and pop it out like so. Or you can use a tin lid like that and pop it out because you're going to dagger it with your finger and you're going to be mad. I've done that a few hundred times. Again, I tell you guys what to do and then I go and do something different and I dagger it. So we're going to pink that up just a little bit. Okay, we're doing it high up on the cheek. I'm following my cheekbone high, like so, blending it around, blending it in. We don't want a streak. We want a flushing to the cheeks. A little bit of lift, and that's why we're doing it high, if anyone happens to want to know. This is the color raspberry. So pretty. And then you're going to bring it to the apples of your cheeks, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do an upside down triangle. And I love this. I go 1, 2, 3. I saw another influencer do it and it has solved my problems with applying blush. I don't know why, but I could never apply. I could get this part of my blush and the part that came forward. I think it's because I have so much going on, so many dents and stuff. This really helps. Upside down triangle. Okay. Brightening. So brightener is going to be your best friend. Or it can be your enemy. So listen to where I'm going to tell you to apply it. And I've already told you, you're not ever going to put a light color, a light concealer or a light foundation anywhere of texture like this. Okay. We're only going to put it in places that we want to create lift. Now I have texture. I have it here. Like I don't, what do they call these? Crow's feet. My crow's feet are kind of low. Like they're down here. So I can get away with adding a bright shade from the corner of my eye to the tail of my brow up, okay? But if your crow's feet go up higher and this tip accents them, just use a regular shade, your regular foundation shade or your regular foundation shade and a little bit lighter. Don't go as light. So I'm using the color Palace. It's been kind of fun. And then I'm going to take this and we're going to go straight up, right from the corner of my eye here to the tail of my brow. I'm going to leave that. And I went right up into the temple. That's going to create lift. Okay. Same there. Not too much. That's too much makeup, but I want you guys to see it. Okay. So I do that and then I blend it in and I add a little bit to my temple and I make sure that I don't have white streaks or anything goofy. Your brightener might not be the same color as mine. And then I tap it just to make sure I don't have too much. But see how that created lift? Okay. Then put it above the arch of your brow, like so. Again, lift. And if you don't have an arch to your brow, you need to make one. Get your eyebrows waxed. If you don't have any eyebrows, get a brow stamp, I suggest, or fill them in. And if you have I've seen some of us have flat eyebrows. You need to just make sure you have a little bit of an arch that you can put a little bit of brightener up to. Hi, Cindy. I am so glad you're here. And then I like to take a little bit of brightener. I can't, again, we're not going to put any on the under eye. I can't do a lot up in here. It shows a lot of texture and I don't like it. So I like to take a little bit here next to my nose because we're wanting to create lift on everything that we do. Everything that we do, we're creating dimension in areas that we don't have it anymore. And then we're creating a little bit of lift. So I've lifted the brows, lifted the other part of the eye. And then we're going to do here underneath the cheekbone. So you're going to create, you're going to carve out your cheekbone. We can do it with contour. So you wouldn't necessarily take bronzer and contour. So see, I can help my cheekbones a little bit by adding that darkness. Okay, that's a good thing, right? That helps create a cheekbone because I don't really have much of one. It's pretty flat. But then I can also take underneath the contour line a little bit of that brightening shade and go like that. And that's just going to help carve out the cheekbone. Like so. Okay. I don't come in very far. I only come into probably the outer part of my eye, about as far as I would with my contour. And if you get it and you're like, I don't like that, that's too harsh, right? Take your finger and just tap it. That's the beauty of the creams. You can just tap it, blend it all together, and you're good to go. One more area of brightening that we can do, and I just want you to be careful if you do it, is take that brightening shade again, and I have sinking in right here. This is, you're just playing with light. That's what contour will do. That's the same thing that brightener will do, is we're just playing with light. When you look at me, what do you see? Okay. You're going to see maybe that sinking in right there. It's just a shadow. It's not darkness, right? So if I pull it straight out, I don't have a dark line, but when I go like this, it looks like I have a dark line. So we can, I'm like, my skin's still hanging out there. I am going to color correct just a little bit right here. I have a blue vein. I took a little bit of that Frenchie. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of brightener in where I'm sinking. If you have bags under your eyes and you've darkened, this can really help. It's not an eye lift. It's not perfect, but it can help. Take your brightening shade and add just a tiny, tiny bit in that concaved area. I will do it like in my nasal labial folds right in here. I feel like it doesn't do quite as much as it does for my eyes, but you can try it. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, don't get it up on your eye bag and don't get it up in your texture. Just keep tapping it out or sweeping it. Keep it right in it. Look how crepey that skin is. That is just amazing to me. It's like my grandma's arm. You know, when you used to grab do you guys ever do that? Like you wanted to grab their hand and their skin because it just like, it would just completely come apart from their body. And it was so crepey, like tissue paper. That's what my skin is becoming. So you can take a little bit right here too and try to reflect out. It doesn't do a lot for me, honestly. I'm going to sweep it up because I want to create lift on that cheek. So let's just sweep it up. I don't know. It's okay. Try it. Maybe it'll work for you and maybe you'll love it. You can also slim your nose just a little bit by putting a little bit down the center, like so. I didn't contour my nose, but you can do this. I didn't take it to all the way to the end because my nose is longer. And if I take it all the way to the end, then it makes it look longer. Try to draw a straight line. Go ahead. Try it. I'll draw and I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. You can straighten it out with your fingers. You can always take a little bit of bronzer or contour and go like that afterwards and you're good to go. And then you can put a little bit here in the center of your forehead unless you have deep 11s, and I have deep pores. My 11s, I have like a concave thing right here, but I have a lot of pores right there. So that's an area that I have to be careful with. And that's the thing. I'm here to teach you to be able to assess for yourself where to put it and not just do as I do. So if I do something and you're like, whoa, you know, my crow's feet just popped, then don't do that. Do it, like I said, use a little bit of a darker color to clean up that eyeshadow. You can put a little bit lighter in your temple and that'll help raise it up. But, you know, just you assess, where do I want the lift? Where do I think the brightener will be the best for me? So that's what I want. Yes. And under the cheek, that's one of my favorites. It's right there. Right there. And you can even try a little bit here next to the jowls. I don't find that I think it can help a little because you have the shadow right here. I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? It just helps a little bit. So, okay. And powder, I'm done with my tips. So I'm going to go over my tips. You're going to create a fake crease on your hooded eyes. You don't need primer. You need good skincare. Go darker and only apply the makeup where you need it. I'm reading off my list because I didn't want to forget. Blush, We want to put this blush up high, and then we want to bring it forward to the apples to our cheeks, and then we want to brighten. The last thing I'm going to talk about is powder. It's not even one of my tips, but I think some of us can be diehard powder people, or we're just oily. And then we're like, what can I do? Because I don't want to be oily, and I'm oily by whatever time. So I think this cushion is it's a radiant finish. It doesn't tend to make you oily makeup. Seint makeup is a cream makeup. It's a little bit more dewy. But the benefits of a cream and the benefits of the cushion are they make your skin not look dry and crusty. Like, I'm only using that. It comes to my mind because this guy was saying you're looking crusty and dusty. We can take away from that texture by using those creams, by using the good skincare, and by using something like the cushion. This has skincare in it. But when we put a powder on, then we need to be really careful. I feel like there was a day maybe that we powdered our whole face. Maybe we had a compact like this and it was a powder. This is not a powder, by the way. It was a powder and we went poof, 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 poof with one of these. Right? Did we? Yes, we did. We don't have to do that anymore to set our makeup. I think our makeup is better than it used to be. But if you need to powder, and I do sometimes because I can get oily in the center, I will take that, and that's too much. I use very minimal, and I love using our Vanilla Dust. That's from Seint, and I will use it very sparingly. And look, is it making my texture look worse? That's the problem with it. By putting a matte on top of texture, you can create more texture or accent the texture that you have. And that's not what any of us want, right? Okay, so I'll put it and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I need a tiny little bit more. And then I'll put a little bit more and then I'm done. I don't put any more on. One time I was on a video. This is why I want to prove that what I'm saying is true. If you get too much powder on, you can look cakey. I was doing a video and I'm blah, 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 you know, whatever, doing my thing. And when I got done, I had to wipe the makeup off my face. I had gotten so much powder on my cheeks. It looked so cakey and terrible. And I was just annoyed. So I got to put a little bit more pink on to cool that color down. I love this color. Yes. The sagging apples. The apple that has fallen from the tree. The upside down triangle works amazing. Okay, I'm done. You may not need a primer. You could use a setting spray. I have a few that I love. Hang on a minute here. I don't have the Urban Decay one anymore, but I have if you guys want to reach out to me if you have any questions. This one is from my skincare company, so it has skincare in it. I like using it as my setting spray. You can use it under the makeup or you can use it after the makeup. But if you have oily skin, I feel like there's a few other ones that might work better for you. My gosh, where is that one? I wonder if I let someone... I have a habit of letting people borrow my stuff, and then I don't get it back. Nope, that's not it. So there's one called One Size, and I really like it. It sprays out like a hairspray, and I feel like it's a good one for oily skin. And this Skindinavia is another one. It's bridal, and I feel like that's another good one for oily skin. Other than that, you just want something that kind of sets your makeup. And then again, if you just kind of have the dry to normal, slightly oily skin, this one's a really good one, which is Rimmon Set and Spray. I don't even know if it's $35. It's a pretty good price. It has a great smell. It's not overwhelming by any means. So, all right. Thanks for being here. We'll talk to you guys later. Hope you have a great weekend.